Hello, welcome back to another edition of the Show Up Positive Monday Minute. I am your host, Rita Ernst. I'm the author of Show Up Positive. I actually have my book with me today. We're going to go back old school and dive into the book. I am feeling refreshed and rejuvenated after a nice 4-day weekend that I needed. I did work, but I worked on some behind the scenes stuff for my business. I disconnected from social. So sorry, LinkedIn friends. I was not busy with you this weekend. I'm catching up now, but I'm happy to be back with you. And I want to set the stage for what is in front of us, because one of the things about Show Up Positive is that you are making this investment towards the future. Instead, it's important to be present, but it's also a bit of a chess match sometimes where you've got to think ahead. And you know what? I counted up on the calendar. We are 5 weeks away from the new year. And there's all kinds of economic news and speculation. And we're still sort of getting back to business after the closure of the pandemic 2 years later. And so it is still the perfect time to keep going back every year to this important Show Up Positive spark, which is vision. How do you be a visionary for yourself and for your business? Well, I happen to write about 4 pages in Show Up Positive on this spark because it's so important. And I got to reverse it today. I want to start with the questions at the end. So there are 50 sparks in part 2 of the book. And at the end, I offer you 4 questions worth contemplating for each word. And I want to read these. These are the questions for visionary. Am I more focused on what I know or the possibility I want to create? Now, imagine for the next 5 weeks, if you really spent time sitting deeply with that question. Am I more focused on what I know or the possibility I want to create? Next question. To what extent do I embody the attributes of being visionary? And these are the attributes of being visionary that I listed in the book. Does this describe you? Do you see yourself as a visionary? Passion for innovation, relentless pursuit of possibilities, resourcefulness, drive, commitment to collaboration, infectious energy, compelling questions, persuasive language, connecting of ideas, willingness to fail, and rigorous dedication to learning. I hope you check. That's a list of about a dozen or so descriptors for a visionary individual. And I bet you check a lot of those boxes. So you have it in you. Feel confident you have it in you to be a visionary. The next question, what changes can I make to cultivate my ability to bring visionary leadership to my team? Well, I give you a little roadmap that I'm going to share with you right now. Here is my roadmap. Number 1, deepen your curiosity. This is that whole thing about, am I focused on what I know or am I broadening and opening my thinking? If you want to be visionary, you got to think bigger than what other people around you are thinking. You got to see the connections and the ideas that others might be missing. So deepen your curiosity. Adopt generative questions. Number 2. What would that make possible is an example. If you knew the answer, what would it be? Or what would the best solution be if there were no restrictions or limitations? These are generative questions that help you get into that bigger. 3, embrace discomfort. If you are feeling comfortable and confident, you are pushing boundaries. So maybe you're not being as visionary, you're not as deep into possibilities you could be. It's always easy to retract back to comfort. Push yourself out there, right? So embrace the discomfort. And number 4, welcome failure. It's the same idea. If everything is always landing and working, you're never pushing the envelope enough. So failure is an opportunity to find boundaries and to learn. Don't be afraid of those boundaries. Those, most of the time, we when we play it safe, we're not really pushing into those boundaries enough. Writing this book for me was pushing past my comfort zone and my boundaries. And so I encourage you to do the same. And last question for visionary. in what situations would being a visionary benefit my team? And I will say to you that as you are starting your plans for another trip around the sun, there is never a better time to step out of what you know and really think bigger and invite your team to do that with you. So you're not doing it alone. Imagine all the generative conversation that you could have and the new ideas that could emerge if you engaged your team with you in that visionary thinking, that visionary process. And hey, if you need a facilitator to help you, I'm glad. Let's connect. I would love to do that for you because it's beginning the year doing strategic planning and visioning in facilitating those discussions is one of my favorite things to do because there's just so much magic that can happen because we take the boundaries away and we play with the ideas, and it is so much fun. So this is a Show Up Positive Spark that's not just good for this week. This is something I want you to start this week and carry on for the next 5 weeks. Now, I'm going to continue to give you new sparks, but I really want you to sit with this one. And if you don't have the book and you need the details, come hit me up in the DM and I will send you the details that are in the book, or maybe I can hook you up with the book. Or you know what? I'm doing a live coaching show Friday of next week. No, Friday of this week. Yeah, we're already there. This Friday, December 2nd. If you guest with me on the show, you will get a signed copy as a thank you. So if you need the book, if you need that list of visionary things that I just shared, one way you can get your book is to take one of those 5 live coaching seats that I have. Well, I'm down to 4 now. 4 coaching seats I have available, and as a thank you gift to you, you get a signed copy of the book. So it's an easy way to get the book. I also have my special still going on. It's Cyber Monday. There are a few more days. It's the Show Up Positive Accelerator that includes the amazing card deck, the workshop, and a signed copy of the book. So there are lots of ways that you can get that book, and all that information you can find on my social channel wherever you're tuning in to listen to this. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Monday Minute. I hope that if you were here in the US, that you got some rejuvenation in your family time during the holiday season. But let's start thinking big. Let's start thinking boldly. Let's start getting curious about what we can make amazing in 2023. And then let me know what ideas emerge for you, because thinking is so much fun. I will see you back here next week for another version of Monday Minute. But until then, have a fantastic week. Thank you so much. Bye.